And if you can afford that, you should maybe afford it anyway to make sure you're not losing your next or fight after that, right? Like especially on day 1, for example, getting there 2 or 3 burn on your core for free with a skill, instead of passing there on it, seems like, while I like generally not doing it, sometimes it might be correct. Okay, those are not the best options. It's probably the 6 gold over the friend. We can sell this off now. We are like okay-ish. Are there many shield skills I would like to see on day 8? If I spend gold here on the shield skill, I'm like again poor, and I don't like to go for shield skills. I rather go for the rear skills. I mean, that is a freeze, right? And then we're running a gamma ray here, just for the freeze. Like, having like a 5-second freeze on your opponent is way too strong to pass on. So who's out? Probably the bomb squad for this. Like, I still think I need the haste from the GPU, and I still need the fast proccing Uzi to get starting and have like a decent amount of time. Also, the core is really high on the CD. Like, if you remember, we had games where we were like at 4 seconds here. And then it's a freeze. So we have a bonk, we have 2 freezes. It's okay. Yeah, your question is answered, Shrek there. It's kind of that. So I would say it's always the slow items to get LEDs, potentially, or like good items that are enchanted with a slow. I mean, that is not it, but I feel like it was warranted to go there. I will also go for crit skills. There are a few very, very good crit skills. For example, this one and this one. So I think like building crescendo is a lot faster than this, even though this would be already a good skill in my book. This is just an amazing skill. We're still fighting the strongest opponent just to, like, I don't know, get ahead of the curve. We have not done that too much yet. As well as we are still struggling with gold, so obviously strongest opponent in general has the highest monetary value. Okay, so we did the calculations a couple games ago, and we realized that, I don't know if this is true for this setup, because the CD of the core is higher, as well as the items are probably a little bit higher, but we came to the conclusion, since this is a nearly 6-second item, and we have like a lot of cooldown reduction already, the increase here from putting this to the left is indecimal. It's like a very diminishing return, and it would be probably 0.1-ish seconds, maybe here a little bit more, 1.15-ish seconds, and therefore the like gain is also like not a lot, and the loss is also not a lot, and then this is like one more burn, while like both is fine-ish, right? The difference is like 0 in most cases. You could put it all in the calculator and make a statement on how much the increase is, and I might be wrong. But if this is only 0.1 second more effective cooldown on the core, it's whatever. And then I can like get one more burn out, though one burn is also like not a lot. So yeah. Yeah, it was 0.07, but this time we have a very higher, like, at that specific situation, we had a 3.8 core, and this is a 5.1 core. So that is definitely different here. I mean, we have like a little bit more haste and all that stuff, so whatever. It's probably the health here over upgrading the core and 6 gold. And then we are going shopping for small items though. We still would like to see LEDs. I'm not upgrading this because we're not running it at the moment. And we are very short on the gold here at the moment. It's health again. Oh no, maybe it's better to do it like this at the moment, actually. It might be very close, but maybe this is correct. I wouldn't know. No, I'm not looking for solar farm. Like I'm not buying a solar farm probably after day 6 unless I'm really struggling. And after day 8 I would, even if I'm struggling, not buying a solar farm probably. Solar farm is only good in the early and mid game. And then you want to ditch it anyway as soon as you can. So it's my last chance to look for medium items. I don't know how I would afford them, but probably I could afford somehow a scrap metal or a chrono barrier. So let's see if I find one. Nope. So we are upgrading our array as per usual. And then, I mean, we can buy the 5 gold chocolate here. I mean, the same old with the money issue here, but we are getting over the line. Do we ever want to go here for an energy potion? It's a very low chance, to be fair. But it's something. It's not the end of the world. But this has potential for a little bit more gold, probably, right? Close. I mean, a little bit. Yeah, let's go for the gold option. I mean, energy potion is just the very low high roll, and it's a high roll, don't get me wrong, but it's also only it's an improvement, right? It's a significant improvement, but yeah. Anyway, probably better than a GPU here, for sure. But this is solving my liquidity issues. That is the word I was looking for. Okay, then those are 2 interesting skills. When you crit, and we are critting quite fast, quite a lot, or we have a freeze. Man, that is not easy. That is so not easy. Like, we have money now, so we are not bound by the money. And this is like, get a second ray on the board, kinda, right? No, it's even, okay, it's ridiculous, right? Everything is critting. Yeah, it's this. Don't mind me here. Let's have fun and look how this is looking, because we anyway want to refill our bank account. Let's go for the sparring partner. Where's the take all button? Yeah. Burn can crit. Not the applied burn, but the proc of the burn. So if my core now crits, it's like 30 burn, if that is critting. So this should be like hilariously high in the scaling as soon as we have like full crit. So now every item that procs is like a yeah, golden omega ray, right? I mean, it's not like fast, but the issue why it's not we're still in the tutorial here. First time we lost against a PvE encounter. But it's still good, right? Okay. Is there anything I want to change up now? I don't think so. I still value the GPU more highly than all the other items that I have in the stash, and probably value the GPU the least of all the items on the board. Though the Uzi is coming close, it's just the consistency of the Uzi that I like so much. Payment go. My point is where you have items frozen, if your omega ray is on the right and unfrozen, you miss a potential crucial charge on the core. Yeah, that is a good point to raise. Okay, that is a Brick Body Enjoyer, and now we outscaled. Okay. I mean, okay, I give you this. Since the core is bronze, you are correct. It's probably always correct to have the ray to the left, because your point for this very minimal case is standing. And also now with the skills, it doesn't matter at all. So probably now you're always correct. Yeah, you're correct. Let's put it this way. We could make it. If we have like a higher core, this might be okay-ish. But since we don't have a higher core, your edge case is just stronger than my gain. If my gain would be stronger because the core is higher, probably this. Anyway, I agree now with your reasoning. You make a good argument why this should be on the left. Okay, let's look for items, maybe LEDs, hell yeah. I mean, we still haven't resolved our haste issue. I feel like 300 health is just too good over the 2 cinders. We don't need extra scaling, we just need the time for the scaling now. And we can probably sell off the illusion ray here and then take another chocolate bars and fight the strongest opponent. So what item is out for the LEDs now? Like this is free, so this is staying in. It's one of those, and then probably because every proc means crescendo is proccing, it's the Uzi over the GPU. That makes sense in my book. Okay, strongest fight. We have no LEDs and a lot of scaling going on. If Priest was rare, it would be an edge case, but Priest is like first pick every run. Let's okay. I gave you the point. So you are right, I was wrong. I put it now to the left and I considered it a little bit more thoroughly. I feel like the issue is though, while you have like maybe one item once frozen and in the start of combat even like 2 or 3 items, it's not like as often frozen as you think, right? It's not like half your board is all the time frozen. If that would be the case, obviously you are way more correct. But it's just like maybe one item is frozen from a beta ray. And early maybe 2 or 3 items are frozen because his 2 3 free skills in general. I mean, sure, there are like a few skills, like the Coolant Leak, I think it's called, where you freeze a little bit more, and there are like different scenarios, but they are like not likely. What's likely is you have like early on 2 3 items frozen and then like 1 item frozen, and then it's not as crazy because also it takes 6 seconds before the ray is going off. It's a very slow item. But anyway, I gave you the point, and I feel like we can settle it at this. I take the shield skills here over Talk. That is pretty good. That's a lot of extra shield scaling in my favor. And then I take Cinders now since we have shield scaling. And there is my resolving for the haste issue because there will be a machinery thing. Right? Right? Yes. Okay. So I think like heavy machinery is a lot better than letting off steam, because this is only charging like a little bit the core, and this is if you proc the core a lot, and that is something we are doing, kind of spreading even though slowly, consistently, and that is so much better. Like, obviously both of those together would be the ideal situation, but out of those two, it's super easy heavy machinery in my book, because this is kind of fast enough spreading, and it's like a lot more haste on the board in total, and then a lot more core procs and more haste and so on. This alone can give you a full hasted board. It just takes forever, so you often want to have this at diamond as soon as possible. Anyway, haste issue kind of resolved. We have slow, we have crazy scaling here, we have a bong, so I mean, he only lost one round, we only lost one round, so he's strong. I would wager it's more like a lizard, probably. And I'm a little bit more scared against a lizard. Okay, it's not a lizard. Okay, it's a burn companion core enjoyer. I'm not scared. I have to give it to you. Those skills are not scaring me even remotely enough. Yeah, I don't know how he is like only winning because this is okayish with board, right? But having not lost a single round after day one with this is also kind of weird within a companion core. Like that is. I mean, he's averagely strong. He's not that strong that he should not lose against a high roller. So he had a lot of luck that run. Also, I'm very sorry. Um, I missed a sub. Ithea. I think Ithea. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Thank you so much for your subscription with Prime. Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciated. Means a lot to me. Helps a lot. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the stream. Happy to have you here. Yeah, we had another discussion about putting Ray to the right or the left of the core. So, yeah. Would you consider using flamethrower? No. Why would you use flamethrower? Exactly. Okay. As per usual, I take a 2-minute break just to make sure I stay healthy and hydrated and walk around. And then I will be back in 2 more minutes and we just continue where we left off. Also, we are opening the chests. So don't go anywhere. And thank you, neutral. No, talking is exhausting again. Neutral Eyes, thank you so much for your Prime. Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciate it. Happy to have you here. And yeah, thank you so much. See you in just 2 minutes. Okay, I am back. Thank you so much for staying around. As promised, we are opening the chest first and then restarting the client, and we just keep going. Still a lot of ranks ahead of us. Okay, we're starting to increase very slowly but steadily our gems on the new account. That is pretty good. I like to see that. Thank you also all guys for the follows. I hope you enjoyed the stream, having a good evening or a good day wherever you are. Thank you so much. Okay, I cannot like obviously choose the cores that are getting offered to me, but it's still like a new account I want to climb on. And yeah, I mean those are not good cores to start with, right? Like those are more or less like the worst cores in the game, and this is probably the best core in the game. So you have to accept the Snazer special of Ignition Core, like I don't know, the fourth, fifth time in a row. Do I want to reroll a JJ on day one? Probably. We always go for the lighter here. Lighter is a premium item. It's pretty good. One of the fastest proccing, if not even the fastest proccing active item for burn, if I remember correctly. I mean, technically the matchbox is probably proccing a lot more, right? And you could say the incendiary rounds also proccing a little bit more, but like, I don't think there is much coming close to the lighter. Streamer loots. I mean, yeah, having the ignition core showing up a little bit more is pretty nice, right? Sure, I take this. I don't want medium items. I like to get experience and gold here, though. And then I can buy the monster loot for 8 gold. That sounds reasonable. I mean, we have no use for this, unfortunately. Also, we need scaling here, I would say, because it's only 6 on the ignition core. So it's not good enough to go here, I would say. Yeah. This is more consistent. Though we are slow, so if there is a trebuchet or that coming our way, we are not racing that, I would say. Like, if this was a ray, like a Omega Ray, we might racing this, but yeah. I mean, our region is putting in work here, but it was close. It was close. But that was an unwinnable kind of situation for what we had, right? I would say we're upgrading the core just in case we don't find an early Omega Ray. I feel like that is reasonable. Core cooldown reduction would have been the second best there for sure. But also, like, Cinders are not the worst. Upgrading the core over the Cinders, though, is quite easy because he's also our scaler. It's not only our main damage source, and especially early, the scaling of the core actually helps quite a lot. Where later on, it's maybe more likely that you don't have much to the right. Early on, you still have, like, sometimes a little bit to the right, especially without an Omega Ray. I take the 3 gold. I don't like the treats too much, and yeah, sure, I could go around and try to get my Uzi here, but the Uzi is often coming to me anyway. I don't necessarily need to fight the Rogue Scrapper here. We are leveling anyway. I think we should barely be able to beat him. We have a little bit of region, but it's close. It's very close. We should just barely get over the line there, if you ask me. But in all cases, we don't need XP, and then we can get a wing, we can get a rush, and be happy with our lives. So do I go shopping at JJ and skip a risk? It's a reasonable approach, right? I have 3 to technically 4 more places to fill on the board. And while the risk is, in long term, probably a good thing, losing another PvP fight is not a good idea. Okay, JJ, I take it. If you offer it me. Ah. I should have considered there a little bit more the burn item, the medium item. I was probably not correct. Anyway, we get another chop, right? Yeah, we get another chop, all good. So do I preemptively buy, let's say, a battery here? Nah, I don't. I will find better than average. Yeah. And then we put this on the duct tape, and then we upgrade our array, and then we feel like sad that we lost day one, but now the game is over, kinda, right? It's GG for my opponent. Like, if you win against this on day two, like, you deserve to win, right? Like, that's okay. But like, yeah, like, this is strong. Like, don't get me wrong, this is definitely like really strong for Vanessa. But like, I should be so fast at my burn procs here. Yeah, that is, yeah. Yeah, this is unfair. It's bullying today. It's Snazer coming with a second account and bullying his way to the top. That is what's happening here. Like, he struggled so hard on the first two fights. He's now like never struggling again, kinda, right? I should remember the situation when I start to struggle again, but that's a long time ahead. I'm conservative with the gold here, so I only spent 5 and not 10. I feel like that is very unreasonable, and sometimes I see people do this. Be a little bit smart about your money on the chocolate sometimes, people. Because like my reasoning, and that is the rule of thumb. Consider if you can, to have the money around. If Sarah is showing up, the haste skill vendor, she has a around 50% chance of having one of the broken haste skills that win you instantly kind of the game, right? Where you just increase your power level by kind of 100% for 12 gold. And or even more, depending on the skill. Anyway, you're increasing your power level by at least 100%, probably even more close to 200. Have the money for the skill, and don't skip the skill vendor. But for that, you need to have like at least 12 gold. And while this is not likely, you will hate every time you don't have the 12 gold. So obviously, if you're struggling and you cannot like keep 12 gold around if you don't have an Omega Ray and you're struggling deeply and that, I know that. But if you have like the luxury position that I have, don't spend the 12 gold, 10 gold on the chocolate there, and then don't have the gold for later where you need to buy stuff and then the skill vendor is showing up. Okay. There's a scout trooper. We should be able easily to beat him. Do we want to beat him? It's one more experience. We don't need it. And lately, I have enjoyed going for the Rogue Scrapper a little bit more because those two are really good, especially mid-game and early game on an Aiden. Sure, there's no Aiden on my board, but we are solving that issue anyway, right? So I like the loot here kind of a lot, though there is an Uzi and I don't have an Uzi, so it's fair play, right? But like, I feel like so horrible if I get this skill because that is more or less useless in my book. Only very rare scenarios where this is good. Let's take it. For me, Otiston, it's the armor, yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, Nolabar is not better. I go for the skills here. We are rich. I don't want to buy any of those. I don't think they're even remotely impactful enough to justify. Okay, we probably go for Curio. We have the means, and also we need to put like at least one item on the board. I will buy this for the future LEDs as last game. I would say we can justify spending the gold here for the CD reduction, but we can also do this later. I don't think I can justify those two. So this is for a second, and then I can use it on the board for now. So sure. And then I roll. Okay, now I'm gonna use this. Yes. And I can buy the salamander pop. That is like free burn. That is something, right?